Starting with the name of Allah, the most compassionate and most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are fine and healthy along with your academics and other daily life activities. Today we are going to discuss about the subject of sociology. The topic is socialization. This is our fifth lecture. So if you are facing any problem regarding the topics, some concept may not be sometime clear to you, so if a question arises to you, so be in touch with me that I could help you in resolving your problems. Let us begin with the word socializations. What does socialization means? What are the agency of socialization, the functions and importance of socializations? Socialization means making the persons a social human being, as we are all human being, but to make the human being a social being, to make it a great person, to make it a great personality in the societies, that process is called socialization. So itself the process of socialization starts since the person is born till end of the life. Whatever he is learning, this process of learning is called socialization at different stage of life. So let us we are discussing about the definition of socializations as it is differently defined by different social scientists. Mack and Young define that the process of including an individual into the social world is called socializations, or socialization is a lifelong process and it starts from the infancy. Through this process, a biological being becomes a social being, and without the process of socialization, an individual can never behave like human beings. Bogardus is another social scientist. He defined that a process of learning to live and work together is called socializations. Socialization this process starts from the person's, from the day he is born, and it passed through many stages of their life. Whatever he is learning from these different various stages of their life, this process of learning is called a socialization. When a person is born, his mind is empty. He has nothing in his mind. So we would like to educate the persons to make him fill his mind with the great thoughts and feelings, and make him the greatest person that tomorrow they could serve their own self as well other members of the families and societies. So when we would like to change or convert all the human being into a social being, then this process of including the person to enter into social life or a social world, this process itself it's called a socializations. Without the process, without anyone who do not pass this process, we cannot expect any good behavior from such persons. हर इंसानी की आज इन प्रोसा या आमوزش از روزی که انسان پیدا می شود مختلف مراحل طی می شود، جوان می شود، پیر می شود، چیزی که می آموزد امی دوران آموزش به نام سوشالایزیشن یاد میشه. ما شما انسان ها هستیم، ولی در میان انسان ها قاتل هم هستیم، خائن هم هستیم، زانی هم هستیم، هر نوع فعالیت ما شما انجام میدیم. اگر ما بخوایم که انسان را در یک انسان اجتماعی، در یک دنیای اجتماعی او را ما برابر بسازیم تا که فعالیت‌هایشان مربوط به خواست‌های جامعه، مربوط به ارزش‌های جامعه، ارزش‌های انسانی باشد، ما از انسان یک انسان بهترین جور کنیم، به خاطر که انسان که به دنیا میاد ذهنش خالی می باشد، هیچ چیز نمیفهمه. اگر ما اون انسان را به انسان خوبتر و بهترین مبدل بسازیم، امین مبدل ساختن انسان به یک انسان اجتماعی، این می پروسس به نام سوشالایزیشن یاد میشه. برای ما آموزش میشه در پروسه. اگر هر کسی که از این پروسه تیر نشده باشه، یعنی تربیت صورت به درست شکل به شکل درست صورت نگرفته باشه، باز ما از انسان هیچ توقعی یا کار خوب را نمی کنیم اگر کسی از پروسه سوشالایزیشن تیر شده نباشد. و این پروسه برای ما درس این را میده که ما چطور زندگی یک جا به یک نزدیک به یک دیگر بکنیم، کار فعالیت‌های به یک دیگر نزدیک بکنیم. همین چیزایی که ما را آموزش میده how to live in world together. This process is called socializations. So the characteristics of socializations خودی مشخصات socialization چی هستند؟ میگه this process it starts from the birth and it continues till death. It never stops. However, the speed and nature of socialization different at different stage of life. So the first characteristic is that it never stops, but the difference are there in the process of socialization. Some place in some society it may be very fast, slow, or some may go ahead. And this process starts from the day the person is born until the person dies. This is another characteristic. As well, the process of socialization converts all the human being into a social being so that he might be able to play his role more effectively as a member of organized groups. یک انسان عادی را به انسان اجتماعی مبدل می‌سازد تا که او یک انسان مفید شود و جامعه فعالیت‌های خود را انجام بده، نقش مفید خود را انجام بده تا که جامعه پیشرفت بکند و همچنان انسان‌ها از خدمات انسان‌های بهترین مستفید شود. So healthy growth of personality is only possible by proper socialization. اگر ما بگیم که شخصیت سازی منظم یک انسان را بکنیم، این صرف امکان داره که این انسان از پروسه socialization طی شود. So healthy growth of personality is only possible with proper socializations. With the help of socialization, the culture is transmitted to the next generations, and with the passage of time, the individual leaders lead the old rules and responsibilities and entrust and adopts the new ones. This process is called resocialization. So when the child is made involved in the process of his own socialization, he is given the freedom and encouraged to bring into front his hidden qualities. When the children are encouraged to bring their hidden qualities to be clear and obvious to the other people. So this process is called the participant socialization. So without the process of socialization, we would not expect any person that he or she might behave like a great person's behavior in a great manners. So there are different stages that a person is passing from stage of socialization. مختلف مرحله است که انسان از این مراحل طی میشه، از این مرحله آموزش طی میشه و او را ما stage of socialization میگیم. So socialization is a gradual process of learning. Newborn child is not taught all the things about social life at once. میگه یک پروسه تدریجی آموزش انسان هستند که انسان به شکل تدریج میآموزه. میگه طفلی که به دنیا میاد او را ما هر چیز به یک دفعه نشان نمیتیم نیا آموزش میتیم برای طفل، ولیکن در هر استیج در هر مرحلهش همون چیزی که ضرورت است او پیش روش میاد او را آموزش میکنه یاد میکنه. So infancy is the one stage, childhood is another stage, adulthood is another stage, older is another stage. So these are different stages that the person is passing through. Now, infancy stage, this stage starts with the birth of a child and it continues up to the completion of 1 year. So, first of all, the infant comes into contact with mother, father and other members of the family. At this stage, the main source of socialization is family. In short, we can say that the basic behavior patterns is learned by the child at this stage. جایی که اولین رفتار این طفل که رفتار می‌آموزه از خانواده خود را که والدین پدر و مادر و اعضای فامیل دیگری هستند. اینمی در infancy stage یا در دوره مرحله طفولت یا مهم رول خود ادا میکنه، نقش خود ادا میکنه، به خاطر که اولین تماس طفل به دنیا که میاد امرای مردم هستند. پس این انسان ها باید مسئولیت خود را به شکل دوست انجام بده و طفل را به شکل دوست تربیت و پرورش بکنند. Second stage, that is the childhood stage. After family, the child comes into contact with outside world. Gradually he or she makes friends, plays and interacts with other children in the neighborhood. At the age of 3 or 4, parent gets she or he admitted in the school. So the interaction among them will develop their personalities. یعنی دوران childhood که هستن باز بدون از فامیل انسان میاد، فامیل امرای محیط خارجی صورت میگیره که در اوجا بعد در عمر 3 و 4 سالگی باز به مکتب میره، شخصیت های مختلف را میبینه و بیهیویر خود را به مشکل خود آموزش میده، چیزی که در محیط خود بیرونی میبینه. پس در اینجا ما میگیم که او رفیقای را پیدا میکند، انسانهای دیگر را پیدا میکند، مختلف معامله صورت میگیره در اوجا. اینمی چیزایی که بیرون از فامیلیات میکنه در این دوره childhood هستند. So this is also the process of socializations, stage of socializations. So the child is learning in childhood many things. If he is engaged with great environment, so he will be the great child in the future. If he is not engaged with the great peoples in society, he will not be the great person in future. Next stage, that is adulthood. دوره جوانی هستند. During this stage, the social circle of the adult become wider as compared to that of an adolescent. So during this stage, an individual get married. ای عمر عروسی شان هستند که هم یک بهترین مهمترین مرحله هستند که در اینجا بازو عروسی میکند، به یک دنیای دیگر داخل میشه، در اونجا چیزای دیگری را یاد میکند. روابط معنی همسر شروع میشه که باید چی نوع برخود در هر حالت باید انجام بشد. در این مرحله چیزای خاصی را یاد میکنه که این مرحله به نام adulthood یاد میشه و در این مرحله روابط انسان که هستند امرای دنیای بیرونی دیگر هم توسع میکنه، دیگر هم زیاد میشود. همچنان we have the next older stage که عمر پخسالگی هستند. An elderly person life is influenced by ecology, occupations, friends and memberships of different groups. During this period, a person learns to adjust in accordance with adverse situations. So this is another stage which is called older stage. Still the person is learning here in this stage as well and would like to make an adjustment with the environment. The environment might be very much different for him, but he is going to make an adjustment with it. So that is another stage of socialization. The child or the person, when it comes to the world, is passing all through these stages in learning. Whatever they are learning in their different stage of their life, this is called socialization. Now there are some mechanism, there are some agency, there are some means of socialization. Socialization صورت میگیره، ذریعهش وسیلهش چی هستن؟ چطور socialization صورت میگیره؟ ذریعه و وسیلهش چی میباشد؟ So the agency of socialization of an individual can be classified into two broad categories: informal category and formal category. وقتی که یک انسان پرورش و آموزش شروع میشه یا در به شکل رسمی میباشه یا در شکل غیر رسمی. So the first is informal. The most important are the informal agency that play their part good for the socialization of an individual. So these agencies are locally practicing for the socialization of the individual. These agencies are the basic ones, informal agency of socialization as we are having, that is as under family, neighborhood, playgroups or peer groups and religion. This is informal means of socializations. So family is considered as the main link between the individual and society. This is where the most significant socializing process takes place. This is where the individual first obtain experience and learn social value of love, affection, kindness, sympathy, justice, honesty, charity, truth and respect for elders and worship of God. All these are learned by the family members to their children. Family has been discovered as the main source for developing good personality. A baby during the starting period of socialization attached to the parents, especially with mother. So the first place where we are learning the things, that is called family. So family comes in informal socialization. It is one of the most important place where the first personality of child is being developed. Secondly, neighborhood. We are coming across with neighborhood coming out of whom. So this is another informal agency of socialization. A child goes out of family or home, makes up with others of the neighbors. They interact with each other and learn much from each other. During this process, gives and takes has happened among them. So we're learning from the neighbor. If the neighbor are great, we would be properly socialized. If the neighbors are not great, we will be improperly socialized, because the activities and the interactions of neighbors are directly affecting our behaviors. Another, that is religions, plays a very important roles in the socialization of children to become better humans. When we learn about the religion teaches the good things to follow and tells us to avoid from the bad things in the religion, because it's affecting the personality. So religion is also playing a major role in the process of socialization. Another major agency of socialization, that is formal one. So formal agencies are equally good for the socialization of an individual. Formal agencies have written rules and regulation to be followed and do work or done accordingly. So these agencies are usually under the control and support of the state. So these agencies are as school, mosque, mass media, education, law, legal system and political system. These are all the formal means of socialization. So students are admitted in school, so these are the family agent for weaning the child from home and introduce him in the society. This is where the children gets the formal instruction and reinforce the learning that he got from the family. Formal socialization is carried out by professionals. They provide guidance in skills and learning not only the culture of society, but also knowledge and skill that is preparatory to earn a living. So school is playing a major role in socializing the children. So mosque is one of the most important agency. It molds the behavior of an individual. It lets the individual know about good and bad, right and wrong. It lays stress, especially on morality, and keep checks on the activity of the individuals. So masjid هم یک اساسی رول انجام میده در پرورش و در تربیه اطفال. Mass media is also an important agency of socialization. There are two types of media. One is electronic and the other is print media. Both of them includes, for example, television, radio, VCR, newspaper, magazine are the largest source of socialization. So socialization through mass media can be good as well as bad. توسط mass media ما اطفال تربیه صورت میگیره. خوب هم است بد هم است. اگر به شکل درست استفاده شد خوب است، اگر به شکل درست استفاده نشد باز بد است. So like for example watching the TV in the right sense, watching the TV in the bad sense, so both are affecting the process of socialization of children. Education is an important place where socialization can take place. On one side it gives source of livelihood, and the other side it provides the source of transmission of culture to the peoples. Education plays a very vital role in making the personalities and making the humans the great one. Now there are some elements which plays a major roles in the process of socialization, that is affecting the process of socialization, that is physical, environmental, culturals, psychologicals, in which rule of elders, rule of friends, rule of education, rule of imitation, and the rule of experience play a major role. محیط فیزیکی، فرهنگ و همچنان این چیزها هم تاثیرگذار هستند بالای پروسه سوشالایزیشنز. یعنی عنصر دیگری که سر پروسه سوشالایزیشن تاثیرگذار هستند او مثلا فیزیکال انوایرمنت است، خود محیط است، خود فرهنگ است، خود حالت روانی شخص است. به خاطر که هر طفل همیشه از کالانای خود می‌آموزه، از رفیقای خود می‌آموزه، از علم می‌آموزه، از تقلید می‌آموزه و از تجربه می‌آموزه. این ما میگیم psychological elements of the socialization. What the elders do, the babies or the smallers are copying them. If elders are doing good, so it affecting the psychology of a child. So if they are doing good, children are following them, doing the same things and learning the same thing. If if the elders are not doing the great things at the time when the children are observing them or watching them, like for example smoking cigarette in front of children, it does affect the psychology of a child might be thinking that the father or elder brother is smoking the cigarette, so it's a great activity, so let us I also do it. So that is why itself the cultures of a society is affecting the process of socializations. Good cultures are affecting in socializing the members of a family in the right directions. Another thing, that is environment, also play a major role in socializing of a. If the environment is good for living, socialization process will take a proper place. If environment is not good, definitely اگر محیط درست نباشه این بالای پروسه آموزش ما شما تربیه ما شما تاثیر گذار هستند. پس ما نمیتونیم که یک انسان بهترین خود را جور کنیم چون محیط کثیف است. اگر انوایرمنت محیط درست بود ما میتونیم یک بهترین آموزشگار همون کارهای خوب باشیم. به خاطر این چیزا باید ما در نظر بگیریم که جایی که ما زندگی میکنیم زمین سازی باید به این صورت بگیرد که ما در یک محیط بهترین، در یک جایی که فرهنگ بهترین باشه در اونجا ما زندگی کنیم. پس میتونیم ما یک زندگی خوبتر و بهترین داشته باشیم. اهمیت خود سوشالایزیشن چی هستند؟ سوشالایزیشن make an individual humans. از انسان یک فرد بهترین جور میکند. Without socializing with its agent, man may become brute animals. اگر از پروسه سوشالایزیشن یک انسان تین نشود، از یک انسانی وحشی جور میشه. Socialization gives an individual his or her status with corresponding role to play as a member of a group. Socialization develops the personality of individual. شخصیت سازی یک فرد توسط همین پروسه socialization صورت میگیرد. اگر یک انسان از این پروسه تیر نشود، پس شخصیتش درست تکمیل نمیشود، پیشرفت نمیکند. socialization برای ما درسی مجموعی میده، گروپی درس میده برای ما که شما زندگی باید به شکل گروپ کنیم، یعنی به شکل در جامعه زندگی کنیم که ضرورتهای ما و شما و یکدیگر شریک بسازیم و ما بتوانیم ضرورتهای یکدیگر را پورا کنیم. So it is the process of socializing which makes the individual come out of the isolation and join group life or society. برای ما درس این میده که از زندگی انفرادی شما بیرون خود بکشین، بیاین به زندگی اجتماعی که در اونجا ضرورتهای شما باز پورا شود. Socialization convert human being into social being. یک انسان را که یک انسان یک مخلوقی حیات هستن، صرف او را به یک انسان اجتماعی مبادل می سازد. معنی این هستن که ما دکتر جور میشیم، باید دکتر اجتماعی باشیم، یعنی با پولی مریض باید ما چشم ما نباشه، به خاطر این که ما باید برایشان خدمت بکنیم، نه که پولشان بگیریم. همه قسم انجینر، اقتصاددان، به خاطر هر کدامشان انسان است. ما میخوایم این انسان ها را به شکل اجتماعی زندگی خود را به سر ببرد. در اینجا ما ضرورت به پروسه سوشالایزیشن داریم. It decrease social distance. در میان انسان ها اما فاصله اجتماعی کم میکند. It develop we feelings in individual. در میان ما و شما احساس همگانی میده که ما احساس ما میده، ما نه احساس صرف از ما، یعنی احساس کلی میده، درس احساس کلی میده. So socialization is a very important process. We also should have to play our own roles in the society to properly socialize our family members, that tomorrow they socialize their own family members, and finally this process will continue till end of the life. If we do not play these major roles in present time in socializing of our children, so we are responsible for future bad generation who will be affecting the normal life of the people. So let us engage in this activity, properly socialize, because tomorrow we will be father, or some might be already father, and some of you might be mother, and some of you are already mother. So let us properly socialize our children, teach them the great things to do the great in their life, support the human societies, and work for the prosperities of this nation and the societies. So this was about socialization. Hope you have got it. If you have faced any questions, Any problems, let me know. Till then, thank you. Allah Hafiz. Thank you for your patience and cooperations and attentions. Allah Hafiz.